Hey, what's up, everybody? Kevin and Chris Davis back for some more energy-related knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And today we want to talk to you guys about
Span.io. That's the
Span-
website.
Span smart panels. Disregard Chris's stupid comments for the remainder of the shoot. And we actually touched on this product briefly in previous videos, but it's just one component of what we call the ecosystem that you need to consider.
Right. And we touched on the ecosystem in other videos, but
right. But we wanted to hone in on this specific product. And it's called Span is the company, and what they produce is a smart panel to install.
Smart electrical panel.
To install in your home in replacement of your main electrical panel.
Now, what does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, first off, the company was founded by an ex-Tesla engineer who was working on the Powerwall. He was on the Powerwall team.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was...
I hope your facts are right here.
It came from Span.
Okay.
So
okay.
It's on them if it's not. Because they're just spreading hearsay. But he when he was developing the Powerwall, they obviously were trying to integrate it with electrical panels,
mm-hmm.
right? And he saw kind of a void in the gap of the electrical panel being the same way it has been for so many years. And he was like, why isn't this thing adapting, right? So that's when he actually branched off and he founded this company Span.
Mm-hmm.
And what he created is a smart panel. And what a smart panel is it's the Span panel is no different than your traditional electrical panel that you already have.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It has the same. It's a more modern look, but it's the same layout. It's all your main breaker at the top, all your electrical breakers down below that control the rest of your home.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is not only does it look more modern, it has some features that look a little bit nicer and sleeker, but it has a large computer circuit board behind it, which makes it smart.
Mm-hmm.
And what that does is it gives you the capabilities of controlling that panel in the palm of your hand through an app.
Right. So just is it simply just convenience at this point?
No,
because you don't want to ever walk to your main electrical panel. What give us the value prop here?
Well, there's different value props, and the main thing being it's one of the components of that ecosystem, as we've touched on in prior videos, which is solar, battery storage, smart panel, and EV chargers, which we touched on, which is what everyone should be working towards talking about putting in their home, right? Now, so that's the best use case for it, right? Is to
when it's working in conjunction with all these other products.
Correct. When it's working in conjunction with all three of those other things: solar, energy storage, and an EV charger. Okay.
Right.
Now, what that allows you to do when it is with all of those components or those pieces is, one, it communicates with your solar and battery, which allows you to understand some insights behind, one, how your solar is producing, two, how much storage you have currently in your battery, and three, how you're using your circuits electrically within your home and giving you all that insight.
The most efficient that you can.
Right. So it's laying out all those numbers for you, so you're starting to understand it, right? That's one thing it does for you.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing it does for you is and by the way, if you're watching this video, download the Span app, because whatever I'm talking about, you'll be able to conceptualize it better when you've played with the demo. So when you download the app, you're able to visit the demo app,
okay, cool.
And you're able to see how it works in your own hand, like with a pretend panel in your house,
cool.
Right?
Okay.
So I advise you do that because it's super cool to just understand what capabilities it has. But I'll kind of run through what it allows you to do.
So the next thing it does is it's a really cool Bluetooth speaker that plays music throughout the day.
Yeah.
To get you pumped up.
Yeah. So it's
get you motivated.
Yeah.
Like
it doesn't do that, but
like it'll play Eye of the Tiger when you're walking out the door to go to work. And then you return from home. It's like something more mellow to calm you down.
Yeah, because this world is crazy.
Like,
you need that. You need that.
Like,
break.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
It doesn't do that, but it would be funny if it did. Anyway,
Simon Garfunkel for you.
Yeah,
bringing it back.
Anyway, so the insights is one thing. the other thing it does is when you're storing energy in your battery system, that energy, when the grid fails, when you're in an outage, you want to use that energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what people have without this smart panel is that energy gets distributed to whatever critical loads you decide at that time,
mm-hmm.
right? So like, I want to back up my refrigerator, my sump pump. I want to back up my my living room outlets because I want to be able to charge my computer, my phone, whatever you decide as your critical loads. That battery battery storage system backs up those specific circuits only, right? When with the smart panel, it gives you the backup capability of all of your circuits within your home.
Right.
Okay, not at the same time, but
it's user friendly.
It's user friendly where you can drag the circuits you want on and off. However you're using your home at that time, right? So if I'm in my kitchen cooking, I want to drag my oven. I want to drag my refrigerator in.
You never really want to take your fridge off.
Right, yeah. So your refrigerator always remains in critical, but you might, if you want to take it off for 2 or 3 hours, put it back. Your fridge doesn't, get warm that fast. But the point is that it's customizable with what you would like to back up. So I can drag. So there's 3 tiers to the backup. There's must-have circuits, nice-to-have level, and non-essentials in the app when you look at it. So I'm putting in obviously like my separated garage circuits. That's a non-essential. I'm not putting that in there because I don't need to go out there.
In a power outage.
Yeah, I don't need to go out there, right? So the beauty of it is you're able to back up your whole house when you're using it. So if, you shut off all the kitchen, you shut off your living room, you're going to bed. Let me turn on my master bedroom circuits now because I'm getting ready for bed, right? So you can drag those sort of thing in, and not only does it allow you that flexibility of wherever you are in your home, but it extends your battery life because you can use it further. You can use it for more things rather than I'm done with the kitchen and that's it. Now I'm not using my battery, right?
Right.
So that's the main feature of the whole thing, which is amazing in itself.
Right.
The third thing I would say, the third main thing I would say is that it's helpful for EV charging. So this can be used without the battery and solar.
Right. If you're so you have none of the components now. You have an EV.
You have an EV charger.
You're thinking about installing the EV charger.
Right.
So this could be an added product with the EV charger alone without solar.
Correct. So this feature is nice because, as we've touched on in previous videos also, these EV chargers are super heavy duty appliances.
Right. They draw a lot of power.
So what's built into these panels also is that it can shed an EV charging load for you. Right. So what I mean by that is if your panel starts to get to a point where you're using a lot of what your panel can handle electrically, if your EV charger's in use at that time, that panel's going to recognize that hey, your EV charger's in use and you're getting close to overloading your panel amps wise. So let me just power down or shed this EV charger for you on your behalf. So it lowers it and it kind of fluctuates
based on the demand
of what you're using in your house.
Right.
And the nice part about that is now that also gives you the ability to have multiple EV chargers in your home.
Right.
Because now you're going to put 2 EV chargers in, and those 2 EV chargers are going to work off the other circuits, right? So they're going to say, hey, we have a ton of room to work with here electrically. Let's have both of those, man.
Now let's address that really is only going to happen like from the hours of 5 o'clock when you get home till 9 o'clock when you go upstairs to go to bed, right? Because at nighttime, that's when all of our lights are on. That's when we're cooking. That's when we're using some of the bigger appliances in our home. So that's really the only that factor is really only to consider within that time frame.
I tell people within the 4 to 9ish range when you're really active at night, you're using all your lights.
Right.
However, sometimes you can't if you have a 150 amp panel so this span panel works on all levels. You can do it on 100, 150, or 200. You don't need to have but if you're gonna do the span panel,
just do the 200.
Upgrade to the 200. It doesn't make sense to not have the 200 when you put it in.
Right.
So, but you can't control if you're in a larger home and you have 3 or 4 3 AC zones, you can't control when those kick on, right?
Yeah.
Because it's controlled by your thermostat. So there's certain things in your house you can't control, right? So that it gives you that capability of multiple chargers as well, which is awesome. And what's also awesome is with the EV chargers in the Span is that if you have solar with it as well, your solar energy passes through and can directly charge your vehicle during the day. It bypasses, so you can have the solar energy, the sun, directly power your car,
which is cool,
which is really cool. So, that's
very versatile.
Very versatile. But yeah, so that's just some amazing added benefits of having the Span, especially intertwined with that ecosystem. If not, it's still just something that you can chip away at. If you're going to do an upgrade, do it now, because you're going to add EV charger or battery storage eventually. It's just a matter of time.
Right.
So
cool.
So that's it. So that's the Span. Quick rundown for you. Not everyone can put the Span in, so obviously touch base with someone who can, like us. But that's pretty much it.
Yep.
So
cool.
Thanks for tuning in about the Span. And looking forward to continuing conversations on that.
All right.
It's really cool.
All right. Well, I'm Kevin,
and I'm Chris,
and we're
the
NRGY
NRGY Brothers. Take care.